everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome to Vlogmas episode 21. Only a few days to go. Yes. So we're going to do the intro, which you've done it a lot, but let's do it anyway. We are doing Vlogmas with a twist on this channel. Every day between December 1st to December 25th, we'll be doing a different Disney tip for traveling around Disney parks around the world. And today is another generic tip which can be applied to any park, because we are talking about my favorite Disney bag items, or my favorite bag items for traveling to Disney parks. How should I word this? My favorite Disney bag items. We're talking about my favorite items to put in my in-park bag. I'm also going to be talking about my in-park bag as well. So let's go. So if you watch my how to vlog tips video, you probably already see my in-park bag, but this is my in-park bag. So we'll talk about this first. This is a Chums backpack which I got from Japan. So I know it's not always accessible for loads of people to get, but if you can get your hands on them, they're really fantastic. Chums is actually an American brand, but in Japan they seem to sell a lot more bags. I don't know what the deal is with that. I think they're just really famous in Japan. But this is my in-park bag and I absolutely love it. It's a light colour because most of the times I'm in parks it's hot. It also has things on the side where you can put an umbrella and you can put a water bottle, which is another one of my items. That's really handy, and I quite like the fact that it's this kind of nice comfy fabric which goes on my skin. Sometimes I find that bags have quite rough fabric, and if you put them on bare skin it starts to chafe after a while, so I like this kind of jersey fabric they use. Now you can get into the bag quite easy through this route. It has a sort of semi-waterproof lining. It's not super waterproof, so that's the only bad thing for this bag. But the one thing that it has, which I absolutely love, and I have to put it on to demonstrate this bag has a side entrance zip, and that is why I love it so much. All I need to do to get into the bag is to take it off one shoulder, and you see here it has a zip on this side which I can zip open and get straight into the main bag area compartment. It's a compartment, isn't it? So this is why I love this bag so much, is because I don't need to take it fully off my shoulders and then completely unzip it to get into it. Now I know this isn't the most Disney-fied bag. I could definitely go to Primark and get myself a nice one with Minnie Mouse all over it, but the reason why I like a nice plain bag is because I like to decorate it with badges. Grey is kind of generic, it will go with everything, but if I'm wearing something dark blue I might put my Elsa badge on it. I also have my Very Merry on Birthday badge. I also have a bunch of others. These are big badges that I picked up from Japan mostly. I have a Cinderella one, there's an Alice one. I thought I dug out, let's see, yeah, here we go. So I got my Alice one here, which is a scene from Alice in Wonderland, and then a Tinkerbell one too. I can also put some little fluffy things like these that I got picked up from Shanghai Disneyland. They hang off the bag quite nicely too. So the first item that I carry in my bag is obviously a water bottle. This is essential when you visit Disney parks, mostly because drinks are very expensive. There are water fountains everywhere and it gets really hot, so you want to keep yourself hydrated. I think there's probably some better ones that you can get than this, perhaps a little bit smaller, or one of those ones that fold flat when they're done with. But this is my favourite water bottle, and it is a Contigo one which I picked up from the US when I was there last, and I'll probably take it back next time as well. I showed you I had two pockets on the side of my backpack, and the thing which lives in the other side is this umbrella. So I actually bought this last time I was in Tokyo, and this is a dual sun and rain umbrella. Might just be a sun umbrella, but I use it for rain as well. And it is my Alice in Wonderland sun and rain umbrella. Now I know this is bad luck, but I don't believe in it too much, so I'm going to do it anyway. Here we go. So this umbrella is beautifully themed with Alice in Wonderland. You may be able to see her here with the roses, the Cheshire Cat's around as well. There's the Mad Hatter's hat and the White Rabbit. And inside it's silver. Now this is perfect for deflecting sun off you to keep you cool in the very, very, very hot sun. They're very famous in Japan. They don't seem to be famous in a lot of other places around the world. But you know what? When it's that hot, anything that can keep you cool is good in my boat. And if it's Alice themed, then I am definitely doing it. Now, just like that, I don't think that there is a Disney park in the world where it won't be really sunny. I don't think there's a Disney park in the world where there isn't a chance of it raining. So the next thing I have is a Mac. Now I have two of these. I have a long one which does up around the waist, which is lovely, but I prefer this one, and the reason why is it folds up into this little bag. So this is just a generic blue, extremely lightweight Mac from Uniqlo. I love it because it folds up small. I like the colour. quite happy with that. It's nice and short, and yeah, it's very lightweight. I can't complain about it at all. The only thing that I will say is in very heavy rain like they get in Florida, sometimes it won't be enough and you'll want something that runs a little bit longer, but for lightweight reusable mags, I can't rate this one enough. It's fantastic. I did try and use the disposable ponchos last time I was at Walt Disney World, but I had a couple of problems with them. First of all, you can't throw them away because you don't know if it's going to rain later, so you end up carrying them around with you. Secondly, it's a lot of waste to throw away a disposable poncho every single day, so I actually rate taking a very lightweight one around with you more than a disposable one, and then doubling up usage with an umbrella when it gets really heavy. A few other things which are really helpful when it's sunny is a cap. Now obviously you can't wear a cap when you've got mini ears on, and I'll talk about mini ears in a bit, but caps are fantastic for keeping the sun out of your face and making your experience a lot nicer. So if the sun is really heavy on that day, I may switch to using my car cap, and I'll take that around with me. I will also usually have a pair of sunglasses on me because my eyes don't adjust very well to the sun when it's super bright, so having something to protect them is perfect. Now you guys will know that when you're in the parks, however light your backpack is, it will start to feel heavy at one point, especially when you're walking 20,000 steps plus a day. So to make it as light as possible, I ditch my purse and leave it at home, and instead drastically downgrade, and I take this little Alice in Wonderland sort of card holder with me instead. I find in Disney parks everywhere around the world you can always pay with your card, so all I do is keep some ID in here, my credit card, maybe my debit card, and then I can keep my park tickets in here as well. I can link this to a belt strap or maybe sort of like a buckle on my skirt, and then I have everything with me straight away. Obviously, if you're going to Walt Disney World, all of this stuff tends to be in your magic band, so if you're feeling really daring, you could leave your whole purse at home and just use your magic band. I really want to try that next time I go, because when your magic band is your payment mechanism, and your magic band is also your room key and your park ticket, like really what more else do you need? So as I said in my best shoes for Disney parks vlog the other day, I do tend to take another pair of shoes with me to the parks. This is so that I can change into them when it rains, so I keep my shoes that I'm wearing for the duration of the park dry. Somebody else left a note on my channel to say that, you know, changing shoes generally is a good idea, because then you take the pressure off those points that are hurting in your feet in one pair of shoes, and putting on a fresh pair of shoes makes you feel a lot better. So taking another pair of shoes with you to the park is generally a good idea, especially if you're going to be there all day. Now a few days ago I did my vlogging around Disney park stuff now, and of course I take all of my camera stuff. I can't show you my camera because it's filming right now, but of course I take my camera bag with me, and this sits at the side of my bag which contains my camera. I also take the Alice in Wonderland, I guess this is a pencil case, but this contains my spare batteries and my memory card, and then I will also take a set of tripods with me, but most likely I'll take the Manfrotto one because this is my favourite one at the moment. Now a few other techie things to go through before I get to my favourite item to take to a Disney park. First is a power bank. This is my Alice in Wonderland power bank. Your phones, cameras will all run out of battery at some point during your day at Walt Disney World, so having a power bank is so useful. This is my Alice in Wonderland one, which I picked up from Tokyo. Also my phone. This is kind of an obvious one, you're not going to leave without your phone, are you? But I always take my phone when I go to a Disney park because it's fantastic for looking up ride times. Most of the parks now have fantastic apps when you can look up ride times, you can look up maps, you can look up what's happening in the Disney park that day, and you can also check out all of the fantastic Instagram posts that people are putting up from the parks. You can do a whole load of stuff, play games on it, everything. So I always take my phone. Now for my favorite item to bring to a Disney park, which may interest you a little bit. Now the history of this favorite item is when I went to Japan, I realized that a lot of women were carrying these things around with them, and initially I thought it was quite strange, but when I thought about it I actually realized how useful they are, especially in the summer months, and it is a flannel. If you've seen my Japan vlog, you would have heard this story before, but it's a flannel or towelette or anything, some square shape of towel fabric. This is a Little Mermaid one which I picked up in Tokyo Disney last time I was there, and the reason why I love flannels so much, and I have so many of them, there's not many Disney ones here, these are all Ghibli ones, like from Princess Mononoke and Kiki's Delivery Service. This one is a Disney one. Sadly, poor Alice still has some lipstick on her dress. It's an Alice in Wonderland one. And the reason why I love them so much is when it gets very hot, you sweat a lot, and so you can then use these to dab you off. Actually, they can be used to literally keep you cool by getting wet and then holding against you or your forehead. If you spill anything, you have something right here to get rid of the spill. They're also great things to sort of dab your eyes after you cry. There's a whole load of things that you can do with this. I think it was in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy where they say that you should always have a towel on you, and I completely agree. It's incredibly useful. Just a disclaimer though, if I am using it to dab my sweat, I'm probably not using it for much else. Or maybe I'll take two. One that I'm using to, like, you know, dab sweat, and the other that I'm using for cryy stuff. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but yeah, it's a fantastic thing to bring and so useful. Okay, so there's two other things actually I forgot to say that I put in my import bag, and I knew I would forget about them because they are on my head. I knew I would do this. I thought during the vlog I go, oh, and the other two things were on my head, and I was just about to close the vlog and completely forgot about them. The first thing is a hair clip or a hairband of some kind. So in the mornings when I go to the Disney parks, I do this nice thing with my hair where I curl it or I make sure it's nice and straight. And then when you go outside of your hotel, especially if it's a humid day, everything goes a bit nuts, and by the time that you get to the Disney parks, it's all a bit wavy and disgusting, and it starts to get all sweaty on your back and all those kind of things. People with long hair will understand. So always bring a clip with me, maybe some hair bands as well, but usually just a hair clip so that I can easily throw back my hair and just stick it up without any worries at all. The other thing is mini ears or a cap, but usually mini ears. I have a host of mini ears that I'll take around with me, and yeah, they would usually be in my bag until I get to the park as well. Can't believe I almost forgot them. Anyway, I will close up the video now. Thank you so much for watching this one. We're getting super close and I'm looking forward to Christmas so much. We've got a few more videos to do before we get there, so thanks again. I will see you all for Vlogmas episode 22 tomorrow. Okay, bye everyone.